Hello. Hello again. I feel like I just did this. Guys, happy Friday. Welcome to your Friday workout. And today things are going to be just a little bit different. So I wanted to give an opportunity for my as well as your bodies to take a break and switch gears. We've been going hard with high intensity interval trainings for the last 4 weeks. And so this is the conclusion of week 4. And I don't know about you guys, but my muscles need some active lengthening and active stretching. And so brings us to today's workout, which is going to be predominantly a dynamic stretching kind of workout. Okay, so today we're not going to be doing any high intensity burpees, jumps, push-ups, any of that stuff. Instead, today we're going to do some resistance stretching as well as traditional stretching. So my goal is to, and by the way, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants with this video. Again, I just thought of it last night as I was like trying to work out my tense knots. I know I'm not the only one needing extra stretching mobility, so here we are. So guys, this video is going to have 2 parts. Part number 1 is for anyone just needing to learn how to do some full body stretches. I'd love to make this video interactive, so if there's something that you are needing that I did not include, like, hey, I need X, Y, and Z stretched out, let me know. Holler at me. I will include that in the video. The second part of this video is for anyone who has access, I don't know if you guys can see, to any kind of foam rolling or soft tissue equipment. So if you do have a big foam roller, a smaller roller, a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, or a golf ball, stick around for the second part of the video. I'm going to show you guys how to do soft tissue with these items. And again, if you don't have a harder object like a lacrosse ball, you can use a tennis ball just as well. But again, it's useful to have smaller foam roller and a bigger foam roller. So again, that's for the second part of the video. For anyone who doesn't have that, you guys stick around. The first half is going to be all stretching. So without further ado, I'm gonna set these guys here. And again, holler at me. This is gonna be highly interactive. Hopefully, if you guys have any aches, pains, things like that, that are, muscles that you've been wanting to stretch out, you just don't know what's the best way to do so, let me know and I'll help. So the first 7 movements that we're going to have are following into category of resistance stretching. So what's passive stretching? Passive stretching is what we're normally used to doing, like, okay, fling your arms. How do you stretch your shoulder out? Fling your arm across your body and pull. Right? Your muscles are relaxed and you're stretching a passive muscle. Well, there is some theories out there that it's actually not very effective. The muscles are already lengthened, right? Already stretched out. Muscles naturally are toned and they work under the push-pull principle. So we can make the same stretch a little bit more effective if we do some resistance stretching. So in this case, you would pull your shoulder back while this arm is pulling it forward, and you're creating this dynamic separation. And that, in fact, could be more effective. I don't know. We're going to try it out. So the first stretch, guys, is going to be for the lats. So you are going to need access to a wall. You're going to be pushing your hands into a wall and stretching it out. So real quick, I'm going to talk y'all through it, and then we're going to do 10 reps of it. So you're going to get into a stance, feet about hip width or shoulder width apart, hands about in line with your shoulders or maybe a little bit wider on the wall. And so from here, you guys are going to actively slide your arms down the wall. In the meantime, so I want you to push into the wall and down, and internally this way, rotate your elbows. So from here, internally rotate, look up, slide down, stretch it out, come out of it. That's 1 rep. Does that make sense? So you're actively pushing down the wall, rotating your elbows in, and we're going to do 10 reps of that. So go ahead and get ready. Spread your fingers out. Start pushing your chest down. Internally rotating your hands, looking up. Exhale, you're pushing into the wall. Inhale, coming up. And as you do that, you should feel a big stretch right here in your lat. So very dynamic stretch. Exhale, push down. Try to look up and then come out of it for 2. Come down, push down. 3. And again, you're pushing into the wall and at the same time pulling your hands down. 5. Keep going. 5 more. 6. You should also feel a stretch here in the front of your body. So keep going. 4 more reps. Make sure you're breathing. Try not to hold in your breath. And again, you're actively pushing into the wall and down, rotating your elbows in. And we got 1 more. All right. Okay, so immediately here, you should feel kind of opening of your chest, right? It feels a lot better than when we started. Second stretch. So it's a lateral stretch. So what you want to do, let's go right hand up. Okay, you can step your feet hip width apart, doesn't really matter. So bring your right arm, let's move that screen up just a little bit. So bring your right arm up. Now with your left hand, go ahead and grab your wrist. Now your left hand is actively pulling your arm down. Your right hand is resisting, right? So think of it, resistance stretch. So you're pulling down with your left, your right side is resisting. Hold it for a second and let go. And again, exhale, pull down with your left and then pull your right, try to pull it back down. Okay, so you should feel a resistance right in here as well as in your lats. So keep going. Let's get a few more reps in and then we're going to switch sides. So each of these movements is going to have this resistance component to it. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and switch arms. Left arm up. Grab your left arm with your right wrist. Your right side is pulling the arm in. Your left side is pulling it back. As a result, we're getting this nice, good, resistant side bend. Let's go 3 more reps. Good. Here's 4, and don't be afraid to really pull back. Again, there's no yanking movements. Since your muscle is under tension, it's actually protecting the joint. All right, and shake it out. How do we feel here? Whew. All right, from here, we're gonna take it down onto your mat. Go ahead and take it down. So this one is going to be a knee to forehead stretch. So I'm gonna show you from the angle. So you're gonna lay down on your back, and I want you to bend your right knee at a 90-degree angle, and then bring your left leg up and across, okay? So again, right knee bent at an angle, left leg up and across. From here, you guys are going to interlace your fingers behind that right hamstring, and then you're pulling your right hamstring towards you, and you're pushing your left knee away. So pull here, push away, and in turn, you're gonna have this resistance of a stretch. So from there, so again, you're pulling here, pushing with your left knee. Exhale. Try to bring your forehead to your shin, and then relax. And then repeat again. So pull, and then left side is pushing open. So big stretch right here in the hip. Let's see if we have any questions. I guess I lost my roller when I moved. Bummer. It's okay. There's always time to get a new one. So keep going, guys. Let's get 10 reps on this left side, and then we're gonna switch. Okay, so I'm pulling, pushing, exhaling. You can also grab the outer shin if you want, but it's the same idea. You're pulling your right leg in, you're pushing your left out. So right now what I'm feeling is a really, really good stretch, active stretch in my left hip, my left outer hip. I hope you guys are feeling the same. Again, our left leg is crossed over the right knee. I am pushing my left knee out. I am pulling my right leg towards me. Keep going. Let's get one more rep in here. And then switch. Shake that leg out. All right. So let's switch sides. So bend your left knee. Cross your right. Grab the back of the hamstring, or you can grab the front of the left shin. Either way, now we are actively pulling that left leg towards us and pushing our right away from us, creating that separation, okay? I hope you guys can see. Here we go. Exhale, pull it in. Try to close the gap between your right shin and your forehead, and then relax, let it go. And then again, pull it in. And right now we're stretching that right outer glute, okay? Let's just go for 10 reps per side. Again, it's an active stretch. So you have a protagonist, you have an antagonist muscle. Pushing away, pulling in. And one of your sides may be less cooperative than the other. It's all right. Just make sure you're breathing, staying nice and controlled. Right now, your right side's pushing out as you're pulling your left leg towards you. And let's get one more rep in. And relax. Shake that leg out. All right. From here, we're going to go into the front quad stretch. So one of my favorite stretches. It's just a little different take on it. So if you guys have a pillow or a towel nearby, or if you want to fold your mat in half to provide some cushioning for your knee, please do that. So what you're going to want to do, we're going to start with the right leg. So come down onto all fours, and I want you to walk your right knee into the wall. Okay, walk your right knee into the wall. And then from here, step up with your left leg. So you're going to be in this position. Now from here, what I want you to do is, and if you guys can see, my right leg is pointed up the wall. What I want you to do is push that right foot, the top of the foot, into the wall as you go forward. So push, 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 push. And then now you push your left foot into the ground as you come back to center. So I'm pushing away from the wall. That's creating a contraction in my right quad. And then I'm pushing with my left, I'm still contracting my right and coming back up. And so we're just going to go back and forth. So push into the wall with the right foot. And then push away with your left. See how I'm kind of moving forward and back, forward and back. So again, I'm pushing up against the wall. That's sending me forward. And then I'm pushing away from the ground into the wall. That's sending me back. Contract, push forward. Contract, push back. Contract, push forward. Make these nice and slow. Contract, push back. And last one. Contract, push forward. And push back. Guys, did I lose anybody yet? If I haven't lost you guys yet, I'm so excited. I'm learning how to coach this in a group setting. Usually, I would have done something like this one-on-one, so it's a lot easier for me to tell somebody what to do. So bear with me, and if you don't understand something, we're switching sides, by the way, please ask. So again, the other side, walking your left foot into the wall now. So see how my toe is pointed up, the bottom of my foot is pointed towards me, okay? So you're pushing, my sleepy bear woke up, only to go back to sleep. So I'm pushing the top of my foot up against the wall to take me forward, and then I'm pushing my right foot into the floor to take me back. push left away, push right back into the wall. Push with your left foot away from the wall. Exhale, push back. And guys, if you are just joining, welcome. Today I decided to do something a little bit different. We've been beating up our bodies for 4 weeks now. And so I decided to do a flexibility, stretching, soft tissue class instead of a workout. I hope you like it. I hope you like the format. Something that we all desperately need more of is just more good, solid stretching. So that's what I'm hoping to bring to you guys today. And I'm taking requests as well. If you want something, oh, hi Jackson. If you want something stretched out, you need help with, just let me know. All right, so to come out of that stretch, come back down onto all fours, and then give your legs a little wiggle. All right, so next up, we are going to be doing, so let's start with standing, and then I'll show you the same variation for seated. So standing, wide-legged stretch. So you're gonna go as wide as you can with your legs. Make sure your toes aren't pointed out, okay? We want to rotate our toes to square them up. From there, you guys are gonna come down here. Now, as you are pushing your head further down in between your feet, I want you to pull your feet in towards one another. Okay, does that make sense? So your head's moving back and your feet are coming in. So this is what it's gonna look like. You can't really see what I'm doing, but know that I'm pushing, I'm squeezing my feet towards one another, and I'm pulling my head back, and then letting go, backing off. So again, these are my feet. I am trying to push them closer together, and then I'm trying to send my head further back, okay? So again, in and back, in and back. Let's try that. So 10 reps, please. So again, push in and back, and then relax. And again, try to push your feet closer together as you send your head back, and then relax. Push in and back, relax, push in and back. And take your time, you guys, breathe. You're trying to contract or pull your legs closer together as you're pushing your head further down. So the whole principle behind these stretches is that it's resistance stretching. So you're applying force and resistance to the muscle while trying to lengthen it, okay? So again, just a few more reps. Pull your feet closer together, pull your head back, and let's finish with the last one. Pull your feet in, and then pull your head back. How does that feel? Kind of walk around, try your legs out, see how it feels. Next up, so we have supine hamstring stretch. So for this guy, we're gonna lay down on our back, okay? Let's keep our right foot down, and we're going to bring our left foot up. Now I want you to, with your left hand, reach and grab, so reach through the outside of your left knee, and then grab the inside of your left leg. So let's see if this makes more sense. So right foot is down, left grabbing, reaching around, grabbing the back. And then from here, I want you guys to actually place your right hand on your left hamstring. Now from here, you guys are gonna be kicking your left foot up, okay? And then pulling, and then your leg is pulling down. So at the same time, your foot's kicking up and your arm is pulling your leg down. So you're kicking up, pulling down, okay? So it's an active stretch for the hamstring, and you're also gonna try to straighten out that left leg. So kick up, pull down, and straighten, okay? Here we go, let's try it. So it's an active stretch. You guys should feel that hamstring, and then let it go. Let me try from this angle, okay? So I'm kicking into my hand. I'm trying to open up my hamstring more. I'm feeling that active hamstring and then relaxing. And then if you want, you can also straighten out your leg. It's entirely up to you. Whew. So again, active. My left hand is pulling my leg down and back. My leg or my foot are kicking into my hand, creating a contraction in the hamstring. Do one more, and then we're going to switch sides. And relax. Oh, here's a cool, before we switch side, real quick guys, before we switch sides, sorry, here's an experiment. Come on up real quick. Here's a really fun test to do. So we just stretched our left side. Let's come down and touch your toes. Come down and touch your toes and feel the difference right now before we switch sides, how your left side feels compared to your right. And see if you feel a difference already. So I haven't stretched my right side yet, and I can already feel it so much tighter. So this dynamic resistance stretching really does work. It works really good. So I hope you guys felt the difference. So let's switch sides now. I meant to have y'all do that before we got to that stretch. So now, left foot up, right hand down, grab around to the inside, get a hold of your hamstring, kick back, try to straighten, and then let go. And then again, kick, pull, feel that hamstring stretch, hold it for a second, and then release. And so keep working in that same pattern. You might find out that one of your hamstrings is less flexible than the other. It's okay, but make sure you feel that contraction happening. All right, so get a couple more reps, and I hope you guys can see. Got one more. Next, shake it out. So hop up, go ahead and do the test, right, where we just did it, right? See if you feel the difference between your left side and your right side, okay? Next, stretch. So it's an active, sorry, Jackson. It's an active butterfly stretch. So from here, go ahead and sit down, bring the soles of your feet together. And then place your elbows on right where your calves and your hamstrings meet, so the crook of your calf hamstrings, or just somewhere on your thighs, because we're going to be pushing down on your thighs. So with your elbows, I want you guys to push down on your thighs, and then with your thighs, I want you to pull up, okay? So you're pushing down with your elbows, you're pulling up with your knees, and you're breathing and taking your trunk down. So this is what it's going to look like. So in one movement, I'm creating that resistance. And I'm reaching my trunk down, then relaxing, okay? So let's try it out. Let's go for 10 reps, okay? So push down, pull up, breathe, and lower your trunk down. You guys should feel immediately, right, a surge of pulling and stretching right here in your adductors. So again, push down. And take your time, right? We are stretching. This is not a race. Make sure that it's an active stretch. You're not just separating your knees, right? You're pushing up on your elbows, and your elbows are pushing down, creating a synergistic force. Right, Jackson? Right. Push down. Let's get a few more reps in. And with each rep, you guys should feel your hips loosening up a little bit. Let's get a few more in. All right. So guys, that concludes our dynamic portion of the stretch. So now if you have soft tissue equipment, go ahead and get that. So I'm going to be showing you guys a stretch with a foam roller, or how to foam roll, as well as soft tissue with a lacrosse ball. So go ahead and grab your stuff. I'll give you a second, and then we're going to get started for those of you guys who have that equipment, the soft tissue equipment for it. So we're going to start with our calves and then gradually go up the body. I'm going to show you and explain to you the difference between using a foam roller and a lacrosse ball. And I'll kind of go back and forth depending on what you have. And again, it will make this really helpful if you guys kind of tell me what you do have available in terms of equipment. And then just so you know, this video will be up on YouTube, on my channel, so that if you wanted to go back and rewatch it, you could. Okay, can we lower the Instagram camera a little bit? Okay, so guys, we're gonna start with the foam roller. So the foam roller, couple things. Rolling out on carpet like I am doing right now is not ideal. I'm just doing it for space purposes. You want to roll on a hard surface. That way the softness of your carpet does not absorb the potency of the roller. So you can use a roller. If you want more acute targeted trigger point massage, you then use a lacrosse ball. There's some areas that's really beneficial to use a lacrosse ball that, you know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to use the foam roller, like the bottoms of your feet. Okay, for your calves, again, it's equivalent, not as well as a therapist's hands, but it's equivalent to somebody using their fingers, their elbows versus their forearm to give you a massage. So we're going to start with the foam roller. Let's start with our left leg. So I want you guys to start right above the Achilles. Take your right leg and apply pressure on top of the left. Now you can keep your hips down, or for added pressure, you can lift your hips up. And we're gonna roll about 1 to 4 inches at a time up and down. So if you're sitting down, you're just gonna keep bending that left knee. You're applying pressure from there. After about 4 reps, I want you guys to roll side to side. And again, you're applying pressure with that top foot. So roll all the way to the outside, from the outside to the inside and back, nice and slow. Again, give me about 4 reps. From there, pause in the middle, apply the pressure, and give me 4 big ankle circles clockwise, and then counterclockwise. And you can do the same thing. You can turn your foot to the outside. You're going to be getting more of the peroneal longus muscle. Or you can turn your foot more towards the inside and give me those same circles. Okay? So once we've done the bottom part of our calf, let's go to the meaty part of the calf where the calf kind of expands. And we're doing the exact same rep scheme. So let's go up and down about 4 times, nice and slow. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, take nice deep breaths. Then you want to go side to side, nice and slow. If there's a particular tricky spot that you feel a knot on, stay on that spot a little bit longer, okay? And then give me a few circles clockwise and counterclockwise. And right now I'm on my feet are squared up, right? You can also do the same thing with your foot internally rotated, right? If the tightness that you feel is more on the inside of your calf, and the same thing to the outside. Now, we're not going to do, well, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do the other leg. Why not? Okay, so same thing. We're going to go up and down on the bottom part of our calf. Then you want to go nice and slow, side to side. And again, for added pressure, you can lift your hips up. And then you can go clockwise and then counterclockwise, ankle rotations, and the whole time you're applying pressure. Now, guys, as you're doing this, please keep going. I'm going to show you the same thing, but with a lacrosse ball. So if you want to get a little bit more acute, use a lacrosse ball and do the same exact movements. So you're going to roll up and down, and this really gets very specific into the muscle. Then you're going to go, woo, that hurts, side to side. And then pause and rotate clockwise counterclockwise. You can even get as specific as coming down to a knot. Okay, now let's work with a lacrosse ball. So a lot of runners tend to, I'm a runner, I know this, tend to neglect right here, the front of your calf. So runner shin splints, if you've ever heard of them, are often, shin splints aren't actually that common. Oftentimes though, it's the muscles right around the shin that get super inflamed and super pissed off. So one of the ways you can use lacrosse ball is go down the front of the calf right over here. So what you guys to do is take a lacrosse ball and locate at the very, like right at the ankle, go on your left leg to the left of your ankle, place the lacrosse ball there, and then hug it towards your leg and lift it up. And we're doing the same movement. We're moving our ankle up and down, meanwhile applying the pressure. We're moving it side to side, and then we're gonna go ankle circles clockwise and counterclockwise. And then you move the lacrosse ball to a higher point. And you repeat the same movement. So up and down, side to side, clockwise, counterclockwise. And you just keep traveling up the shin muscle, right? So right in here. You can also step your foot down and use the strength in your arms to pull the muscle away from the shin, thereby massaging it, okay? And you would repeat the same thing on the other side, right? Up and down, side to side, rotate clockwise, rotate counterclockwise. Okay, moving on. So from there, we've done our calves, we feel really good. Let's go to the quads. And by quads, I mean, we're gonna do everything. We're gonna do area around the IT band, we're gonna do the quads down the middle, and we're gonna go with the adductors. So just like the roller, you can get more specific by using the lacrosse ball. Let's just start with the roller. So I'm going to use the roller. I want you guys to start at the top of your left quad. Now, I hope you guys can see me. So just like this, if you want more pressure, right, cross your legs. If you want less pressure, bring one knee out to the side. So the movement is going to be like this. We're going to roll small quadrant at a time. We're going to roll up and down, taking nice deep breaths. The leg that we're rolling is completely relaxed. Right now it's my left. From there, we're going to move our legs side to side. So we're going to rock left to right. You might feel some ropey bits on your thighs. Breathe through it. And then from there, we're going to bend and straighten the knee. Okay, you can also move that bent knee side to side. All right, let's move to the second quadrant. Move up a little bit higher from where you just were. And again, nice and slow. I want you to rotate up and down. Notice you can also go to the outside of the thigh. Same movement, you're going gently up and down. You can repeat the same movement on the inside of your thigh. So I'm still in the same spot. I'm just now tracing my band right all the way across. Start in the middle, going to the outside, then checking the adductor. From there, we're just gonna roll in and out, nice and slow, in and out, and then bend and straighten the knee. It's called a pin and stretch. You can do the same thing on the inner thigh. You can do the same thing on the outer thigh. Okay, and then let's roll again, making it to the top of the thigh. At the top of the thigh, so the only trick here is rotate your toe in. So instead of keeping your leg straight on, rotate your toe in and then proceed with a rolling. So that tends to be the most tender part of the leg. A lot of muscles coming together there of your quad. So just be patient, keep breathing. Remember, rolling up and down. Then we want to go cross friction side to side. And then keep that toe rotated in. As we bend and straighten, I am trying to breathe through it to keep myself from crying because this is excruciating. Whew. Okay, so in that same manner, you guys can use the foam roller or you can use a lacrosse ball. Let's go ahead and switch sides and then move on from there. So again, starting at the top of the knee, nice and slow, you're moving up and down. Make sure you're breathing. Then we're going side to side. Then you're bending and straightening that knee. And then just gradually keep moving up towards the hip flexor or the hips. So up and down, side to side, bend and straighten. Again, up and down, side to side, bend and straighten. And you guys can repeat the same movement for just your inner thigh or just the area around your IT band. You don't have to stick to just the center. And in fact, I would encourage you not to. I encourage you to do both sides of your quads, inner thighs, top and outer. All right, from here, let's move on to the lacrosse ball just because it's fun and we haven't quite used it yet. So we're gonna go glutes. We're gonna go do our glutes. So I want you to take your hands, place them on your butt, like where your back pockets would go, okay? So let's start with your right side. So you're gonna take that lacrosse ball, place it in your back pocket, and sit down on it, okay? So right here, you're sitting on the lacrosse ball. It's underneath your right glute. From there, I want you to butterfly stretch out to the side, and then pull it back in, breathe. And again, back out to the side, leave it there for a second, pull it back in, bring it out to the side, leave it there, and start up and down movements, small movements, up and down, side to side, crisscross. You can do little rotations. And then if you want to take it up even more from there, cross that right leg over your left, and you're searching for tender spots. Your whole glute may be tender, right? In that case, just pause, sit for minimum 30 seconds, and breathe through it, okay? And I would spend like a pretty long time on the glutes, all the way around. So while we're on the glute, we're actually gonna go up, hike up north towards the glute medius. And so wherever you place your hands on your hips, wherever your thumb falls, that's kind of it. Like the glute med, some people confuse it with their low back. It's go right, like feel out your low back, feel out your hip bone, and right around your hip bone in the back side, that's where you're gonna find it. So go ahead and sit on that lacrosse ball. You're kind of land the lacrosse ball on your side. And find a spot that you're like, oh gosh, oh, that's tender, right? It's radiating tenderness into surrounding tissue. And you're gonna lay on that side, prop yourself up on the opposite leg. And I want you to bring your knee into your chest. You can even use your opposite hand to pull it all the way in. And then fully straighten it out and relax. And again, bring that knee in, move it in, straighten it out. And we're just gonna do that a couple times. Breathe. And then let's switch sides. So again, we're gonna start with the glute. Slide your lacrosse ball like you would in your back pocket. Okay, find a nice fun spot. Bring your leg out to the side, pull it in, out to the side, pull it in a few times, then leave it out, rotate clockwise, counterclockwise, side to side, crisscross. Nice deep breaths. You can even take that left leg, cross it over your right knee. You want to search for any isolated points that are tender and or that radiate tightness into surrounding tissues. Okay, from there, kind of take your lacrosse ball to the top of the glute, turn to your side, prop yourself up on the opposite leg, bring your knee to your chest, keep pulling in, and then straighten out. And again, grab that knee, pull it in, straighten out, and do that a few times. Those are especially helpful, you guys, if you're on your feet in general, doing your calves, your feet, your glutes. For any of my medical professionals out there that are crushing it, you guys, you can bring this with you and disinfect it and keep it in your nurse's room or nurse's cubby, and then do your feet, your glutes, your hips, your back, your shoulders during your shift. Super helpful. Which brings us to our upper body. Go ahead and come up into a standing position. So I'm going to show you two movements. One you can do if you don't have a wall, and then one you can do one you can do if you do have a wall. So we're gonna start, let's say you don't have a wall, right? You're just running and passing. Go ahead and grab a lacrosse ball. We're gonna work the chest area. So find your clavicle right over here. And let's start on your left side. So find your clavicle and go clavicle. Collarbone, oh my gosh. Find your collarbone, go right below it, okay? So you're gonna compress your two hands together. And I want you to push down and pull out towards your armpit, okay? So again, push in and drag it down. And then take your time and breathe. So you want to drag that down. Now, next thing we're doing, we're adding a head turn. So you're turning, as you're pushing down and dragging away, you're turning your head away, back to center. Push down, back to center, and then one more, push down, back to center. Move the arm around, right? See how you feel. You should start feeling a lot lighter. Let's switch sides. So again, go right underneath the collarbone, push down, and drag the lacrosse ball towards the armpit, push down, drag the lacrosse ball. None of these movements are surface, right? It's like a gentle pitter-patter, right? It's a very deliberate push and drag. And then you can start rotating your head away, push and drag, nice and slow, push and drag. Now, if you do have access to a wall, okay, so go to find a corner, okay, of a wall. Return that camera. Let's start with our right side, okay? So you're gonna lean into, I'll show you from this direction. So you're gonna lean into the wall. Make sure that you can have your arm, you can swing your arm freely. So lean in very slowly, reach up, and then row back. And you can find different spots. You can go more towards the outer pec, pec minor. You can go more towards the pec major. But it's just a good position to be in. You can move your arm around in a circle. And so that way it's the same thing, it's kind of pin and stretch, it's a compression and a movement. And go ahead and do both sides. You're reaching forward, pulling back, or sliding your arm all the way up, pulling back. And the last part I want to go over real quick is your neck area. Again, if you don't have a wall, here's what you do. So take your ball, palm facing up, and take the meaty right here, your trap. Push the ball into your trap, palm out. Now, push in, take your opposite hand, in this case, my left. As you're pushing your ball in, gently, gently pull your head away. And then bring it back to neutral. Different spot, more on the scalenes. And so you're creating movement with the opposite hand, and you're applying the pin and stretch technique here. So again, make it quite noticeable that you're applying that force. It's not just this gentle, like I have clients that do this. Guys, this does nothing. So push in, apply that pressure, and pull down, nice and gentle, okay? If you do have access to a wall, this is even better. So we can go all the way to the top of the trap. So I'm gonna do my left side now. Push, use your body weight to push into the wall. Relax the side that you're using, that you're working, and then just move around. You can move your trunk up and down, that's named a crisscross. You can go side to side, or you can pin and stretch and move your head around. So the idea, right, the lacrosse ball is right here. You can basically use this for any part of your trap. You can use it for the back. You can use it for your chest. It's really quite effective, okay? Okay, so this is it. And that, again, you can use soft tissue equipment for virtually anything. You can do it your occipital lobes, you can go chest, you can go down the sternum, you can get into and around your psoas, your hip, your glutes, calves, quads, hamstrings, forearms, basically shoulders, anything, But these are just my favorite and major points. Unless you guys have any questions or if there's anything that you want me to hit, thank you for joining. Today was a little bit different. Let me know if you liked it, if you want more stretching and or mobility days, and I will do my best to make it happen. I hope everyone has a great Friday, has a great and wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Central Standard. Bye guys, be well.